Hello, it's Jack Collier here. I am here to show you how to add sound effects onto your Soundtrack Pro file using the sound effect built into Soundtrack Pro. Right, first of all, if I just quickly unmute these. Right, these are all, this whole main bit in the middle here with overlapping sounds is primarily all sound effects which I've added in from Soundtrack Pro. They're in there to create and emphasize the theme of war, which runs through my radio drama. So primarily all the sounds are like gunshots, reloading, people heavily breathing, people running, footsteps, mud, and all that kind of crap. So that is all what I have primarily used for this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to add it in to your radio drama or your Soundtrack profile. Right, first of all, if I quickly mute these and scroll all the way down to the bottom, we have my ambient sound effect. This runs through the whole of my radio drama and it changes, say if there's a night, day, it will change so it fits the atmosphere. So first of all, mine starts off in the midday where I start my scene, which is all of this bit going along here, okay? It starts in the midday and it's set in Afghanistan, but I could not find a background sound effect for Afghanistan when I was searching on Soundtrack Pro, so I had to use a forest background, and it personifies what I needed and what I wanted. So if I have a quick listen to it, as you can see, you can hear little birds, little frogs in the background, and it really helps to have it running through your radio drama to set the scene, set the atmosphere. Okay, how you do this and how you apply it to your radio drama is pretty simple. Like this sound effect here, I got off a different source because I couldn't find it on Soundtrack Pro. But if you were going to add another sound file in, I'll quickly delete this. Yeah. Right, you go right here, bottom right. This is where all your soundtracks come from. Where you're going to find all the ones you want, all the ones you need, everything. So under keywords, which is this bit here, it's my mouse on. This is going to find, it has all the field-specific lexicons of all the different kind of things you want. So if you're doing sci-fi, you're going to find some like ray guns or weird sound effects in there. People, they're like mannerisms, people screaming, people shouting, snorting, whatever. First of all, if we're looking for a background, we're going to go into ambience, and this gives you loads of different like scenes or places. So air conditioning could be for it. If we have a quick listen, that could be used in like an office or a school, college. We've got bus station sound effects, obviously used for a bus station, city. If you want to be, if your thing's set in the city, country field, and then what, country night or crowded festival. As you can see, they're very effective, and the way you add them into your radio drama is pretty simple. So, say if we're gonna go for, so it's pretty simple. For the purpose of this, I'm gonna, right, so if we have forest, right, the way you add it in, you just simply drag it onto the selected track mixer you want, let it drag in, and then as you can hear, gives a nice little effect for your radio drama. I'm just going to bring back my sound effect. Right. Okay. If we start getting into more complex sound effects, as you can see, I've done up here with my fighting scenes. We have a quick listen.
We need to get out this skyline.
As you can see, there's a mass amount of sound effects I've added in, overlapped, and to create little pockets where you can have speech in, which you can hear through it. How we do this, and which I've done, because mine's wall based, we'll go onto explosions, which you can hear at got a main explosion down here, and I've changed the volume so it's under the rest of the speech, so vocals can come through. I've gone on to weapons. This is where the majority of my sound effects for this scene have come from. So the way you add them in, so you have a quick listen to them. So if you find a sound effect you want, gun, machine gun, shot, you drag it in, drag and drop in, and it will hit. It will. So as you can hear it coming in, and if you want to tighten up things, you drag it, and you can drag the top corner, and that gives a fade in, or you can also have a fade out like that. Simple as. You can drag it to the end of files to merge the sound, but a more skilled way of doing that is if you drag it on to a different track, you can overlap it this way. So if we have a quick listen. That is one of the ways you can add different sound effects in. As you can see, I've done some single shot sounds here. If you want to listen. So as you can see, we've got a breathe in that shows concentration, which is this selected file here. If you want to listen. Okay, and that was on people. And if we have a look, you can just type in. Yeah, here we go. Breathe male. As you can see, the sound effect. As you can see, the sound effect I used was the breathe female. It was for a male character, but the sound effect seemed more appropriate, and it sounded a lot better than that. It just fit the scene. And as you can see, I've also messed around with the volume here, making it fade out and then fade back in, and it creates this bit here. This breathing out louder, which is the second to last, which is the last breathe, and it allows it to be loud and then quiet, which gives makes this sound effect of the gunshot here a lot louder. In comparison to this, I've also added in these two sound effects here. If we have a quick listen again. Like the first one was like a kind of sound, like as the recoil of the rifle's coming back, which you can hear there. And then less than a second later, we've got the sound of the cartridge falling, coming out the rifle and hitting the ground, which is added in. It gives it a nice little effect. I found that by going on to weapons quickly. Weapons, and then you can have there should be cartridge sound. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, here we go. There's all different ones. Landing on wood, and then landing on concrete, and I thought concrete was the best sound effect to add in here. I'll quick listen again. Yeah, it really links in and merges very well to create a great sound. That is how you drag in sound effects from the library. If you were to drag them in from different sources on your desktop, like I have at the bottom, you just drag the file on, select the track, and it works the same principle as that. Thank you for listening.